Alright, pre-fish time. Looks like they got one down there. Man. Got out a little bit later than I wanted to. FKBT Toho is next week. And we're in the middle of a cold front. It's also going to be cold next week. There's fish going right there. Just don't know what they are. Looks like they gar, but last time I was here, this is where they were at. It's kind of like this hard edge of hydro up there, and it goes back in here. They're all in this kind of open area here, just feeding. It's gotta be grass. It's not grass. I got a fish. It's a little guy. I got one. He might measure. See if he measures. I don't think he will. 12 inches is the minimum. Yeah, he's only 11. Alright, so that was on that arc. With this crank, which I've been running quite lately. It's been doing pretty well. This one's in a kind of a shiner color. I wonder if these fish are closer to the hydro edges out here right now compared to when we were catching them up here before. That fish didn't feel too cold, which is good, you know. Usually when the fish feel ice cold, the fishing is slow, but he's actually fairly warm. Let's move down to the corner's edge here. There's one. Oh, he came off. He came off. No! I had one. That was my first bite in a hot minute there. Yeah, it took a little bit for them to warm up, all right. I got tagged twice here, and this one got it. He just barely got any hooks in him. It's a decent fish. Problem is, what else is here? You know. All right, so if I pinch him out, you touch him there, he'll easily make 16. So. There's something about this spot. I don't know if it's just because of the shape of it or what. They were here a while ago, and they're still here. Oh, there's one right there. It's not huge, but that's probably the best one of the day. It just kind of tells me they're here and just kind of swimming around. Fish him out. Yeah, he'd have been about 16 on the dot too. All right, we're gonna go out mid-lake today and see if we can't find something somewhere offshore. I don't have a lot of confidence for this tournament. This lake, in the 3 tournaments that I fished here, it's been good to me once. And that was the time I didn't pre-fish or anything. I just came out and just threw, and I think I rolled off 81 inches and took 3rd place. It wasn't that big of a tournament. I think there were like 20, 25 people in it, but I'm not expecting much. Talking yesterday with Woody, he said he had 3 bites, and then talking with his someone else that he had run into at the ramp, said they also had 3 bites. So I think this is going to be an offshore bite. I need to get I have the one spot that I was in, you know, I think it'll reload, but I just don't guarantee. I don't think it's going to have the quality fish that I'm looking for. So that's the one thing that kind of frightens me, is going there and not being able to catch any other fish. Lloyd's up here to the right. I met him this morning at the ramp. He's free fishing too. I want to get out here mid-lake and then see if we can't find something deeper. There were some good marks last time we were up here, like a lot of marks. They just weren't active, but it was also really cold. So I think it's going to be a kind of a midday bite thing once the water starts to warm up and the sun hits the water and really gets it going. I think that's when the fish are going to start feeding. The water temperature is not too bad. It's right about 60 degrees right now. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just graphing. We're going to cruise around and graph for a little bit. I'm not too worried about this in the early morning bite. Again, the water right now, at least out here, is 63, so it's still a little bit cool. I think the sun's going to need to come up a little bit for this fish really get on it. All right, give this a shot. I had a couple marks, look like, at the bottom there. Man, I tell you what, if I was a crappie fisherman, I would be on them right now. The amount of crappie I've graphed is ridiculous. And there are 2 big schools of crappie behind me. All right, starting to see some interesting bottom structure that I don't want to throw on. It's either probably grass. Also a big ball of something back there. Hopefully it's not just pepper grass though. Oh, I don't know if I got bit or what. What is that? Well, I've no luck so far. I might have 1 bite on the worm. I'm pretty sure I got thumped. But that's not enough for me to want to stay there. One thing I did notice is that Woody and I kind of agree that we were catching fish in like that 5, anywhere from 4 to 6 feet in depth. So I'm sitting at about 10 right now. So I'm going to move in closer and we're going to start working the line up here. Maybe we'll run into something. He took the tail off, wouldn't he? camera's kind of dead. Or mic, I don't know if I recorded any of the audio on that. That guy was 12.5 inches long. Smacked it twice. There's another one. That's a little bit better for fish. It's a pretty looking fish though. So that tells me, didn't catch a second fish with that first one. I doubt I'm gonna catch a second fish where this one was at. That tells me that they have not pushed up yet. The males are up here. Because these are different male fish. There's not female fish. Oh, that's a good fish. Stay down. Alright. In the giant, but it's a good fish. Huh. Wonder if this is the play. Coming up shallow. 14 3/4. It's a big 14 3/4 though. I mean, like, that's a big 14 3/4. All right. I don't know if this worm's gonna make it to another hit. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. He trucked that. Oh, he came off right here. I watched him leave, but dude, he trucked that. I thought for a second it was a decent fish. He waked on that and he hit it. I thought it was, one at least the size of the other one I just caught up there, if not bigger. Jesus Christ. Put that down to try to catch a fish that just surfaced behind me, and this guy. This is a good fish. Oh, I'll do that again. I'll get you out of here. That's a solid 16. I have no doubt they're going to be up here in here all next week. They're up here in here now. And this is good spawning habitat up in here. It's not too thick. It's nice and open. It's a hard sand bottom. I think this end got scraped over here not too long ago. And with all the hyacinth and stuff blown off of it from the hurricane, it's accessible to these fish now. Oh, yeah, he ain't gonna count. Here, buddy. Okay, so let's do the wrap up real quick and get you guys out of here. So here's what I was thinking. It looks like the fish are going to push up. It's going to be cold. It's going to be 56 is the high on Saturday. We're 2 days out. I think the fish are going to push up. I think the males are already up there. I think the females are coming up now. Now, with it being cold, will it bite? I think so. I think it would be mostly reaction bite stuff because the water temperature, I don't see it dropping too drastically. It's going to be warm today. It's going to rain tomorrow. So as long as we don't get a ton of rain, water temperature should be fairly stable. It should be maybe high 50s, low 60s, warming up throughout the day. Bite in the afternoon probably is going to be better, but I think they're pushing up on the hard bottom. I think that spot that I was in, I think is a good spot because there's hydrilla mixed in with the hard bottom and other scatter stuff. It's not too thick. There's a bit of structure there, at least underwater. So I think the fish are going to be there. Now, will they be? Yeah, I don't know. Fish are fish. So we're going to give it a shot though. I think moving baits, just dragging the worm through that will be key. We'll just hopefully it isn't too windy and hopefully the water doesn't get too cooled down. But I think that's going to be the game plan for Saturday. I caught I think 1 or 2 other fish off camera once the camera died and didn't bother recharging or changing battery or any of that stuff. So fingers crossed. I think we have a pretty good chance of this, but it's Toho. I've won 2 boat tournaments out of the 2 that I fished. I did well in 1 kayak tournament out of the 3 I fished. If it betrays me this time, then that would be just normal. But we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Excited for it. It's going to be a cold one. I'll catch you guys there.